Since I was walking, and probably before then, I have sat around the table with my family to eat dinner practically every night. It is like Thanksgiving every day. We say our prayer, eat, discuss our day, and sometimes one of us would read the newspaper. Norman Rockwell would be proud. My parents are about as traditional and conservative as it gets. As I have grown older and time has passed, I've noticed a slight shift from dinner table to coffee table, despite my traditional upbringing. The coffee table is surrounded by couches strategically arranged for the best viewing of the television. This shift has been evident in society for years. A new shift in transition is the decline of the media industry. This shift is partially due to changing times, but more prevalent is the recent economic recession. To counteract this economic downturn, the industry has to develop creative strategies. The Grady College of Journalism at the University of Georgia, along with the media industry as a whole, has felt the effects of the recession and is developing new methods to stay up with its changing dynamic. The Grady College of Journalism is a long-standing institution. The first journalism course was taught in 1913. All things in life grow and change, and this school is no exception. It has grown to have 7 majors with 54 faculty members that teach over 1,300 students. The college is named after Henry W. Grady, a native to Athens, Georgia. He would be proud of the growth of the college, especially considering his name was chosen to provide the school prestige from the outset. Unfortunately, Mr. Grady would not be proud of the present state in the telecommunication and broadcasting department at Grady. The situation is a relocation of the broadcasting studio from Sokoa to the Grady College building on campus in Athens. This relocation appeared, at the time, to be a positive and logical move. This decision was made prior to the falling of the housing market, ultimately leading to an economic recession in September of 2008. An article published in UGA's newspaper, The Red and Black, discussed the move of location to Grady College being completed by fall of 2009. This article was published in June of 2008. Unfortunately, the finalization of the studio has not been made. Despite big plans for the future, construction delays and financial problems pushed back the opening of the studio and completely disrupted class plans for many Grady students. Stephen Smith, a professor at Grady College, said, "These financial setbacks are attributed to the recession, which created budget cuts for state-funded public universities. The University of Georgia is a state-funded school. The recession has created a lack of funding to the college, which leads to its many issues. Unfortunately, other industries of media are hit hard by the recession, but in different ways. Rolling Stones magazine, in conjunction with Live Nation, a ticket-selling industry for concerts, has followed a trend of lower ticket sales for summer concerts. CD sales have been down for years due to the advancement in technology and changing times. So, artists rely solely on ticket sales for revenue. Ticket sales are down 2.5% and the total revenue per fan has dropped 4.5% according to Live Nation statistics. Though sales, slashing prices, and group deals have all been implemented to revive ticket sales, this outlet of the media industry is still being affected by the economy. Despite trying to cope with the economic situation, individual areas within Grady are affected by the recession. Professor Smith explains, "The college cannot afford to hire new professors after others have retired or moved. This makes us hire adjunct professors. I am currently teaching 12 hours, which is more than normal. I practically gave money to teach 2 classes. I am here for the students and I do what I have to do." This overlap of teaching is generous, but at the same time, it takes attention away from students in the broadcasting courses. Generosity is hindering their chances of being successful once the studio is completed. The effects of the recession do not stop with those industries. Local media has seen a noticeable decline in revenue too. This specific industry survives off of advertisement from local industries. Prospective advertising companies do not advertise because it is their goal. They feel as though it is a necessary evil. Due to the economic downturn, the local companies have less money in general. When looking at bankruptcy, advertisement is not high on a priority list. The local media is suffering similarly to all other industries. Unfortunately for the media industry, one of the first things to go in most people's budget is entertainment. In general, people are either unemployed or receiving lower wages. This lowered income forces people to make sacrifices. One way people can compensate is by consumer spending. Michael Klein, a 58-year-old car dealer, has made sacrifices by not eating out and has stopped seeing movies. Richard Thomas also shares a similar method of cutting back. He said, "Even without a family to support, there's no money left for frills. A typical night of entertainment consists of watching movies on my laptop." The general population cannot individually afford specific entertainment, and the media industries are losing income. Economics is cyclical, as well as the media industry. There are ups and downs in both aspects. These downs are compensated by changes and modifications to the current time and situation. Identifying and implementing the solution requires flexibility and ingenuity. In the concert industry, Live Nation discussed lowering ticket prices. This proved to have little effect because this has been a constant effort over many generations. Tactics wear old after a while. New ideas have to be implemented. News Source 15, the broadcasting station at Grady College, is focusing on localization. Stephen Smith explains, "All industries across the nation have to find their niche, and their niche has to be localized. Ours is Athens and the University of Georgia. Industries can take national issues and localize them. Stories, entertainment, and advertisements have to be filtered. Focus on who is being reached, not who might be reached in the future." Stephen Smith also discusses storytelling. Everyone wants to hear a story that relates to people or evokes a common emotion in an audience is preferable. Storytelling allows people to stay connected. This shows the cycle of taking the television industry backwards. There will be no more reality shows because the television is moving back towards the 1950s. The industry has to start small and work with what it has before expanding. Localization is about bringing things back to the foundation. Another new tactic involving working with what is available is by feeding off of flourishing industries. Along the idea of localization, media industries should use the economically profitable to increase their own revenue. Local media should look for advertising from bright spots in the local economy, which include necessities, plumbers, electricians, health and personal care, or other areas of emergency service providers. This simple concept seems self-explanatory. In my hometown, we have had at least 6 hailstorms within the past 2 years. This means that the local media within my area should seek advertisements from different roofing companies. Along the lines of advertisement, Professor Smith has good advice on one way to reduce spending at Grady College. He said we have to cut spending on marketing and advertising, but not too much. There's a direct correlation between ratings and advertising. Less advertising brings in less money, which creates fewer jobs. This eventually creates a cycle where everyone is competing down. Not only is there less revenue from advertising because of economic strife, there's also a change in advertisement. Viewers are noticeably avoiding advertisements and commercials. I, for one, know that I have a possession of the remote control. I rarely watch commercials. I prefer to miss 2 or 3 minutes of my show each commercial break than to sit and watch advertisements. I feel that many of you know the common feeling of flipping through hundreds of channels, sometimes 2 or 3 times, in an effort to avoid them. The television industry is attempting to change commercials. Reasons consumers avoid television advertisements have been identified, and they are primarily because ads are simply just clutter and because of irrelevant commercials. The change to improve these ads is by being creative and incorporating advertisements into the program, shortening the length, providing relevance, and localizing commercials. Some say the recession has provided an opportunity for the advertising industry to make a positive change. All of these setbacks caused by the recession can be viewed as opportunities. The economic downturn has made issues within the media industry that will eventually reveal themselves apparent more rapidly. This highlights the positive areas. Concerts were still sold out this summer for artists such as U2, Paul McCartney, and Nickelback. In fact, the television market skyrocketed during the 2008 campaign and election. This could be an indicator of what the new generation of viewers wants to see. The new method that needs to be implemented to the wounded media industry due to the recession could take a hint from the success stories. The Grady College of Journalism seems to be looking toward success. With the studio close to completion, an evolved network seems to be in the future. As indicated above, the network's goal is to localize national issues. The newest national report from CNN states that the latest Federal Reserve snapshot of the regional economic condition reports that the economy has shown signs of stabilizing or modestly improving in